Kenny, the total for tonight set at 219.5. In fact, I think that just went up. Yeah, so 220.5 now on the DK Sportsbook. You leaning over or under?
I'm going to take the under here. You know, I was kind of surprised to see as many points as we saw in game one. And when you look at the efficiency ratings for both teams, the Milwaukee Bucks came in with a 113 defensive efficiency rating in game one, 104 on offense. And the thing about it is that's just a continuation of what we've seen all postseason long. The Milwaukee Bucks, not only has that fast-paced offense gone away, but they've played pretty good defense against even some of the toughest offenses in the league. Even in game one against the Nets, when they lost that game and the Nets were healthy, quote unquote, they still managed to hold them at bay. The problem for Milwaukee has always been on the offensive end, and they were dreadful on that end despite the fact they hit so many threes. And now that we're talking about shooting regression, talking about a Suns team that has been really good on defense all season long, I just think that this is another defensive battle here. And Chris Paul continues to slow things down to a painful pace as he has all season long. I think this is more of like a 100-94 type of game.
Nick, this total, you feeling the over or under?
Man, that was a convincing argument, but I'm going to go over. I think you look at the pace from game one, and like Kenny said, there is a point to be made that maybe Chris Paul tries to assert himself a little more and bring that pace down, but they were almost at 99 possessions per 100. And, you know, that's quite a bit faster than the Suns played in the West Finals against the Clippers. It's quite a bit faster even than Milwaukee played against Atlanta in the Eastern Conference Finals. So we'll see if that sustains. But, you know, watching that game, how many times did we see a rebound and then a three-quarters court pass down to Brook Lopez for a layup, or the same thing down to DeAndre Ayton? It felt like both of these teams were making a point to push the pace, and it felt like it kind of worked for both teams. You know, Milwaukee, I felt like got maybe a little reckless with some of those passes. Drew Holiday being the main offender on those. But either way, they were getting some easy baskets, and I don't really see either team shying away from that. And even if, you know, we really can't count on Milwaukee to hit that many threes, like I said before, I think they shoot better from two-point range. They're better in the restricted area, and I think Phoenix is better from three. So I think we see, you know, kind of a similar score combined to game one, where it pushes just over that 220 number.
So, Jules, how do you feel about the total?
Yeah, there's good arguments to be made for both sides. We talked about Milwaukee's hot shooting. That can regress. That obviously points to the under. What Nick's talking about, though, the extra possessions for Phoenix is real, and Chris Paul confirmed that to us after the game. He said, you know, we're going to have to speed things up to win this series, and his teammates have been pushing that on him to keep the pace going and not slow the game down like he can do in the past, and like we saw in some of those Lakers games. So I'm pretty torn. I mean, I kind of lean to the first half over because I think Phoenix is going to come out with that game plan to keep running. And then we can maybe see the possessions tighten up a little bit as the game goes on, or if one of these teams is up big, they try and slow it down. So I kind of think let's see these game plans kind of play out in the first half. I think we'll see some points out of the gate, but then it gets a little concerning. So first half over, if anything, for me. I think this is a game that we need to kind of learn a little bit from in terms of what the pace of this series is going to be.